Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so sorry, everyone. Okay, so she'll be taking us on that class in a short while. She'll join us. She has wealth of expertise in this field already. Okay, so she's going to be taking us in the class right now. For those who just joined newly, you might look as if we are talking about, it might not really flow much, but don't worry. The class will still be taken again next month for you, but you can still maximize this because you're just starting, and always advise people to do bulk sales. Like Mr. Ronald wants to do bulk and already has his people who he wants to supply, and that's amazing. So you can also decide to start with just leveraging on bulk, doing bulk sales. Bulk sales is sweeter, but it doesn't mean that selling in pieces is not sweet as well, but bulk sales is very, very interesting. Okay, so I think we have Madam Patricia, beautiful. Okay, so let me make one of the panelists so that she can share her screen. Madam Patricia, please unmute and turn up your video. So everyone, welcome to this beautiful class. Please, like I always tell everybody that attends my class, everybody, Mr. Kunle, turn up your video, please. Like I always say to everyone, attending classes without putting them to use is just a waste of your time, is a waste of your money. It's a waste of your time and resources. Now, these classes we are attending is not just because we want you to be a part of the class. It's not just because we want you to attend the class. It's because we want you to put to use what is being taught. If you ask questions, we'll still take them in your support group. But if you don't put them to use, there's no way you can actually accumulate success. There's no way you can be guaranteed success in this business if after all the plenty teachings and then follow-up, nothing is achieved, then those results can actually be gotten at the end of the day. So, Madam Patricia, please unmute yourself, turn on your video so that we can officially begin the class. Please turn on your video so that we can begin the class. Madam Patricia, are you here? Can you hear me? Hello, Madam Patricia. Hello, I hope everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes.
Beautiful. I almost thought it was my network once again. Mr. Kunle, how are you doing? You're muted as well. Madam Dayo, you're muted. Your camera, your video is turned off. Madam Janet, I think it's frozen from my hand. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Good evening.
We can't hear you. You're muted.
Hello, Ma. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Jane, are you there? I need you to record this on your system, on your laptop. My network keeps fluctuating. I've been having that issues all day.
Yes, I'm here. It's recording.
Okay, please, please go ahead and.
We're not the Bible market now.
Okay, let everybody mute themselves while Madam Patricia takes the floor. Like Mr. Ronald, you need to mute yourself. We can hear you. Like I explained earlier, Madam Patricia has done about $70,000 US in just gift items supply. So that's why she's here today to give us the strategies, the methodologies she used to actually hit these figures. And please, I need you to know that whatever we are going to be teaching you, please, it is not just for proposal for gift items it can work for. It can work for any field which you are actually going to going into any of your niche, it can work for it, any industry. So these strategies, these methodologies can still work for them, okay? So with a clapping ovation, help me welcome my one and only amazing first mentee that actually did 7 figures in 1 month. Let me welcome her with a clapping ovation, okay? In less than 1 month, okay, that was, she broke the record. I think in about a week, she did 7 figures. She broke the record, okay? So let's welcome Madam Patricia, if you can hear me. Okay, let's meet ourselves. Madam Charity, welcome to the platform. I just asked after you a few minutes ago before you joined. So let's have everybody mute themselves so that we can have a perfect recorded version. Jane, I think I'm still the host, so you need to make, let me just work on that. I think I'm still the host. And you need to be the host to record this thing yourself. Okay, I've made you the host now, so please record it on your laptop. Is that taken? Jane, record on your laptop. I've made you the host. Oh, nobody can hear me.
I can hear you, ma'am.
Patricia. Oh, but you didn't affirm to what I said. Madam Patricia, can you hear me? You can come up now.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So let me just mute myself.
Okay, can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. In fact, my day today has been awesome. So welcome, everyone. I'm so glad to have you all here. We'll be starting right away. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share my screen, but I have my material here and I'll send it to you after this class. So we're going to be learning how to make money, loads of money, via promotional items. I don't know how far you've gone, Mama B. Madam BC.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know how far you've gone or where I can start.
No, we are just getting started. I just finished another class with our new students. So the old student just joined. They are the one that had to take the class on proposal writing. So you can get started.
Oh, fantastic.
From the beginning, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I wouldn't want to bore so much with writing, just gloss over that, and then we'll go to how to make money. Because money was taken. So, well, proposal is a written document that you present to your client. This client can be an individual. This client can be an organization. This can be a non-governmental parastatal. So it's a written document which you present to your clients to canvas for business. Now, let me just quickly mention this before I go to the class. When I started off, I write as parabind proposal, and I discovered that they were not reading it. Nobody has time to be reading parabinded proposal like you are submitting projects, school project or thesis. So your proposal should be a one-page document. Your proposal should be a one-page document. your proposal should be a one-page document on your letter-headed paper. So you are here, and I assume that you're considering going into this this niche, this line of business. I want to assume also that you have a registered going to your personal account. No one's going to okay, sorry. Okay, so your proposal should be a one-page document. Should be a one-page document. So in preparation to submit your proposal, I'm sure you already know what you want to do. You want to provide promotional gift items either to schools or to hotels. These are organizations that require your services. Schools, hotels. We all know that stayed in hotels, they have customized right? So that's organizations can and lots of other and lots of other kind of could be socks. There are some schools that use customized socks. It could be shoes. It could be exercise books. It could be stationery, whatever. Okay, well, this is no longer the era of a face shield, but face shield could do for good promotional items for school. So those are promotional, those are examples of promotional, just few examples. When writing your proposal, number, I want to still reiterate that make sure it is a one, it should just contain your address. Of course, your address should be on the letterhead already, who you're addressing it to, the purpose of your proposal, and please, your proposal should not be one size fits all. These are mistakes I made when I started off. So I expect that you learn from them. Your proposal should not be one size everyone. Make sure your proposal is personalized. Personalized. Address the person by name. Address the company by name. Make sure it is personalized. You could go to www.wikihow to learn how to just get some insights on how to arrange a proposal. www.wikihow. www.wikihow. Just get an overview of how to write a proposal. Usually when I come up on her class, I usually take time to teach on writing proposal, but we are evolving. So I discovered that let me teach you how to make them money, rather than okay, how to just write a proposal and just submit and all of that. So I wouldn't want to dwell on that, but this information is what you could get on Google. So just go to Google, just make sure it is summarized, a one-page proposal. Let it contain the problem you want to solve. Yeah, putting that down. That's right. Let it contain the problem you want to solve for the company, which is a marketing problem. Because every company, even this business you want to do requires marketing, right? So every company needs marketing. Every company needs marketing. So that's the problem you want to solve for them. And you must have this researched on the company to know what exactly, to know what their pain point is, to know what marketing can do to help their growth. So you already know what they are doing. You didn't just see a billboard and say, oh, let me send a proposal to this company. You already know what they do. You research on them. You know the product itself. You know kind of emotional gifts I can help me, or I'm waiting to hear. We are expecting to hear from you. Then your contact details. Then we should be open-ended. We are prepared to meet with you. We are prepared to meet with you as soon as possible, or we'll be calling you. Like, put it out to them. Don't be laid back. Don't leave it to them to call you. You should be pushy about it. So that's about writing a proposal, just a one-page proposal. I will also send you a sample I use, which you can just use as a template and tweak to suit your own needs. Is that okay? All right. All right. So now let's go to the crux of the matter. How do you get this clearance? How do you get this clearance to sell to? I think that's more important. How do you get this clearance to sell to? How do you prospect for customers? How do you get this clearance to sell this product to? The good thing about this aspect of mini importation is that you get to sell in bulk. You get to sell in bulk. You unlike some other aspects, which is good depending on what you actually want. Where, okay, maybe you're selling shoes online, Jumia, or you're selling a tech gadget or something, you have to run ads and sell one by one. In this niche, you are selling at once. That was how I made I made my first sale, just as Mama B said, in the first month. In fact, in less than a month, that was how I made the huge chunk I made when I did. For instance, this is a job I did for a company. Yeah, you see, I'm using it for my light. It's actually for, so you could doctors could use it. It's actually for a pharma company. It's a pen holder. Can you see? You can put your pen. You can put your pens in it on the table. Then it doubles as light for meetings, for Zoom meetings, or out, or your online meetings and all of that. If I was to sell this on, can you see? Yeah. Yeah. And it has different. It has different levels of lightning. So imagine I was selling this online. I was selling it on Jumia, run ads, and then I would be selling logistics, customers, like that. But I got a client that ordered for it. I branded it. So I got a client sold at once. So that is the advantage of this. Really want to make money here. Somebody is pounding in her house. Please, if that pounding is happening in your house, kindly mute yourself. Okay. So yeah, so as I was saying, so this is the advantage of, so that's why you have to take this seriously. And if you are going to get this more money, you should know that you're going to do more work. So that's why I want to dwell on the work more than the writing. So how do we get these clients? How do we get these clients? In the document I'll be sending to you here, I I broke this into 7 steps, and I call it the 7 selling processes. The 7 selling processes. The 7 selling processes. The 7 selling processes. An old adage says, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist to suit whatever it is that you want to do. Learn the rules like a pro. So the 7 step selling process. Number 1, prospecting and qualifying. Prospecting and qualifying. Prospecting and qualifying. Prospecting and so when I say prospecting and qualifying, what do I planning a sale? You have to do your research. Do your research to identify the people or the companies who might be interested in your product or service. You have to do intense research on the people or the company who might be interested in your service. This is what is called prospecting. It's like, for the men here, it's like, okay, you are having your eyes on somebody you want to get married to, or you're trying to make a choice, or you are trying to prospect this lady. Okay, is she good enough for me? Can I go for her? Does she have the qualities I want? And all of that. So that is prospecting. So you are prospecting to get the client that suit the services that your own company is rendering. The prospecting and qualifying steps relate to the need awareness set up in the buying process. So where and how do you do this prospecting? Let me mention just two of the places where I do this prospecting is on LinkedIn and on Google. Like today, I went to see a client. He was shocked when I told him I'm reading his office. We talked on the phone, we had agreed to meet. I just needed to go to Google since we have agreed to meet, and because he's a high level executive, I didn't want to abuse access. So I didn't just want to be calling him up every now and then. I didn't want to be calling him up every now and then. I just used Google to get the exact address of this company, and I got there and I told him I'm already in the office, and he was shocked. So the platforms where I do this prospecting is Google and LinkedIn. So please, if you are not on LinkedIn, go dust up your profile. Or if you had an old profile, go dust it up. If you're not on LinkedIn, go create a profile, a good profile on LinkedIn. You could check my profile on LinkedIn to see what a good profile looks like. You could check Mama B's profile on LinkedIn to see what a good profile looks like. So those are the 2 places you can prospect. You know why? Because I have tried really to see if some of these people can be found on Facebook or Instagram, but no way, they can't be found there. So know where your market is, even in social media marketing, in this area of social media marketing, know where your market is so that you will not just be expending your energy unnecessarily. Most of my clients, I realized, do not even have Facebook profile. Some of them that have become friends with, I then really go to search for them. Sometimes I ask them, they don't have Facebook profile. The few that we have like 100 friends or 50 friends, or most of these people don't have time for that. So the places to find these people, to prospect for these people, are on LinkedIn and Google. Now, how do you prospect? Okay, assuming you want to go into, let me use my own niche as an example. So you have to decide on the exact niche you want to go into. Assuming you want to go into, let's say, the pharmaceuticals. I am majorly in the pharmaceuticals. I do business for the companies too. I'm majorly in the pharmaceuticals. So I go on LinkedIn and I look for pharmaceutical companies. Most companies have profile on LinkedIn. So let's use a popular, let's say Emzor. We all know Emzor since we all have used paracetamol, right? Right. You know. So let's say I go on Emzor's page, and I click on their page. When you click on their page, you will see people. You will see different different segments, you see people. People, those are the people that are connected to MZO, those are their staffs. So I go under people and I try to look for the people in the hem of affairs that are responsible for stuffs like promotions in their company. So I go after the marketing managers, I add them. I go after the brand managers, I add them. I go after the product managers, I add them. I send them message. I don't just add them, please. I send them message requests. So on LinkedIn, if you are used to LinkedIn, there is a portion where you can send message requests. So I don't just add them, I send them message requests. I send them message requests. So when adding them, it's a more polite way of adding people on LinkedIn. It's not like Facebook or Instagram where you just go on adding people like that. So we have to be polite, right? And so and ethical. So I send them message requests. I introduce myself and tell them it's nice connecting with them, and probably accepts my request. I don't go straight to begin to tell them, this is what my company does. Like a man seeing a woman on the street and you're just telling her, marry me, like just like that. So most of them, they accept my request, and I try to be busy on LinkedIn to post content and all of that. So once they've accepted my request, I thank them, give them a little space, few days or 1 week, then I introduce myself. Another thing you can do is that you can go, when you click on those profiles, when you click on those profiles on LinkedIn and you scroll, I don't know if we all here are conversant with that platform. And when you scroll down, most of them have their contact details. Some of them have their emails there. So the ones that have their contact details, I'm so excited. I pick it up immediately, easy access. I save them. And the ones that have their email, I save their email somewhere. Where is this noise coming from? The ones that have their emails, I save their emails too. So that is prospecting. So you can take out a week and say, okay, this week I'm going to do prospecting, and then you are gathering data. You are gathering data. You're gathering data. Sometimes I work through the night. You are gathering data. When you're through with this company, you go to the next. You go to the next. You go to the next. So this means that you have to first decide on the niche you want to go into. You must first decide on the niche you want to go into. Now, that's step one. That's it for prospecting and qualifying. Step two, preparation and pre-approach. Preparation and pre-approach. Before you approach these people, preparation and pre-approach. Preparation and pre-approach.
Sorry, please, Madam Patricia, let's unmute ourselves. The sound coming from the background will affect the recording. Jane, mute everybody, please. Mr. Ronald, please mute yourself. The sound is too much. Okay, thank you. Okay, we can continue.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So number two, preparation and pre-approach. So preparation and pre-approach. You know, we have prospected them just like the men post women, right? You have done your prospecting. So now you are preparing to approach this person now. Preparation and pre-approach. Before making a sales call, email, or visit, it's important to do your homework by researching your customer and planning what you are going to say. Let me just mention here that one of the persons that have helped me in sales calling is Dan Locke. Dan Locke, you can follow him on Facebook, you can follow him on YouTube. You will learn how to make sales, you will learn how to close deals on phone. He has a lot of free resources. Dan Locke, D-A-N-L-O-K. Dan is his name. Dan Locke is his surname. Dan Locke. Because you are talking to high-level C-suite professionals. So you don't just make calls like you're calling, you're calling your friend, or like you're just calling somebody. So you must prepare for that call. You must prepare what you're going to say. These people are busy. You must prepare something you will say that will capture their attention, that will make them want to stop and listen to you. So they wouldn't just tell you, sorry, this is not a good time. I get that a lot. Sorry, this is not a good time. So you must prepare your approach. So it is important to do your homework by researching your customer and planning what you are going to say. A good salesperson researches a prospect, familiarizing with the customer's needs and learning all the relevant background info about the individual or business. Let me bring this home a bit so that we understand. You must know the customer's needs. You must know what the person does. For instance, one of my good clients now, when I picked him up from LinkedIn, I know what they do. He's a brand manager, he's a product manager. What these people's JD is that they drive sales, maybe for particular products for their company. So they need some of this promotional gifts to drive those sales. So they drive sales, they have targets, they try to meet their target, they have targets of volume of product, they have financial targets. Maybe their company have told them to make some billions in a month or some millions in a month or whatever, they have targets. So I've researched on them. I know what he does. I didn't just pick his number and call him and start introducing myself. I know what he does, so I know his name. And I pick up my phone and I call him, hello, Farm Chinedu. I call his name. So it breaks down the person's defense. He wants to hear you. You are sounding familiar. You know his name. So it breaks down his defense. Hello, and that's his name is Farm Chinedu. Oh, hello, Farm Chinedu. How you doing? How is sales going with your product? When I say how is sales going, oh, he knows, oh, this person knows about me. She knows what I do. She might even be a customer. So even if it's the middle of work, he gives me listening ear. And then I introduce myself and I tell him how my company can help him to drive more sales, how we can provide promotional gift items for his company so he can drive more sales. So his product can be at the top of mind of customers. We all love promotional gift items. Sure, even the promotion they do on TV, also promotional items we receive, it makes the product of that company at the top of our mind. So when you want to drink Coke, we are seeing Coke everywhere. So you want to go. So when you want to take something, sorry, I've seen Coke everywhere, both consciously and subconsciously, just to buy Coke. So that's what promotional gift items does. So make sure you prepare your call, address them by name, know what they do, be genuinely interested in what they do. You can even ask questions about their day. You can ask questions about how sales been this quarter, how's things been. In fact, every company that requires this product are sales company, so they need. You need to so they're sales company, so they need to you need to talk to them about sales and marketing. So number 3, approach. This is where you make your first impression. Okay, I've mentioned approach. So approach. Step 3. This is where you make your first impression. This is where you make your first impression. You sound like a professional. You introduce yourself like a professional. You introduce yourself with your title, possibly. If you are the CEO, if you are the business lead, if you are the marketing manager of your company, just give yourself the title. Introduce yourself with, with the title, so that at least you'll be given a listening ear. All right. So you work to establish a rapport with your customers. First, I had mentioned that work to establish a rapport with your customer. So if you don't have what to talk about, you cannot establish a rapport. So that's why you must research on your customer. Okay, if assuming you are going for a real estate company, oh, how sales been? How the real estate industry has been booming in the recent times. And you just say one of the things along that line for 30 seconds, and you go into the reason why you're calling to establish a rapport. So there are 3 common approach methods. Premium approach. Premium approach. In premium approach happens after you have made that call and you want to visit your client, or maybe you're visiting the client, assuming, because it's not in every situation that you might get their number. Sometimes you just get their details and you walk into the company, right? It's not in every case that most people don't even put their details on LinkedIn. So sometimes you just get their details, get the name of the person, go to the company and ask. You know, like my husband was saying a few days ago, that the proudest people in every organization are the gatekeepers, are the gatesmen. Because they'll be so proud and talk to you anyhow and tell you, in fact, they don't want you to enter, you will not enter. If they don't want you to go an inch, you wouldn't go an inch. So of course you have to approach that level with a lot of diplomacy. That's why you must research on your clients. So if you go and say, I want to see Mr. Chinedu, the marketing manager, the person knows that, okay, you're not a total stranger. So the person relaxes a bit. So let's go back to what I was saying. So the premium approach, and usually what I do is that I go with samples of my product. So that's one thing you must do as well. You have decided on the niche you want to do, you want to go into, and the kind of product you want to provide for people in that niche, for companies in that niche. So you must spend money to make money, right? So you must get samples of those products. So samples of those products could involve getting pens, whatever products, it is umbrellas, notebooks, power banks, t-shirt, Bluetooth speakers, whatever, backpacks, whatever it is. So you get samples of those products. That is the premium approach. In the premium approach, you might need to give the person that product. Okay, yeah, you can take one. Some of them will even ask you, oh, these products are beautiful. Can I take one? Oh, you can take one. Because that product keeps reminding them of you. And I'll prefer that you brand those products with your company brand. Brand it with your company name. So let us see how it looks. So if this is the product you're taking, for instance, you brand your company name on it. These days, I don't take products with my company name because I have a lot of samples that I've done for other people. So I just pick some products. So you can so go with products. Then the second thing you must do is that you must create a leave behind. Now, let me just mention this before I go on. You're learning from your mentor, right? Please invest more in yourself. The difference between an ordinary student and a first-class student is the extra effort the first-class students make in coming out as the best. The first-class student, I tell you, did not depend on the lecturer's material. So this is a marketing need. So you have to, I didn't have any marketing background. It was later I started doing courses with Lagos Business School and some other schools to add knowledge to myself. So there are free resources online, there are books you can read on marketing, there are free resources online. So you must read about marketing so you understand what you are going into. And so that when you are discussing with your client, you discuss intelligently. Are we following? So if you don't have a marketing background, please have some marketing knowledge, even if it's just the basics. Please do. So there's also leave behind in marketing. This is an example of a leave behind. Leave behind are flyers, like small pamphlets, flyers. We have seen it. We have seen some companies share it around and stuff like that. So when I go, you could adopt my method. So this is what I create. This is a file, my company file. It's a file. Okay, this is the content. This is a file. This is the back. Can you see it? This is a file. So that one-page proposal we talked about, if I'm going physically, I print out one on a colored. So you have to show excellence. Don't show like you're managing. If you want a contract of like 10 million or 5 million, you don't have to show like you are just managing. So try your best and be as excellent as possible, right? So this is my file. Now the back, it has my company name, my company address, my phone number. So when I go visit them, I present this to them, I drop it on their table. Sometimes, when I go for follow-up, I still find it on their table. It's a form of marketing. They call it ATL. ATL. Above the line. Yes, there's BTL, there's ATL. No, this BTL, below the line marketing. Below the line marketing are marketing materials, marketing products used that are low cost, like this. So you still see it on their table. So it's so, even they might be in that meeting in that office and discussing about promotional gift items, and their eyes just go there and this company. Or every day he's seeing it on his table, your file. So it's a form of marketing material too. Every day he's seeing it in his office. So I go with this file, I put down my one-page proposal in it. Then I create just a one-page catalog. Can you see? Can you even see how the paper is shining? It's very quality. So I create a one-page catalog. I put in my file. Just, can you see the pictures? High quality pictures. So it's just, I just say some of our amazing products, just to give you a feel of it. Okay? And I also go with the fiscal products. So just few fiscal products. So I put inside, I put my one-page proposal in it. I drop my card in it and I present it to them. So after we have talked, after I go, this remains as a testimonial that I visited that office. It remains in their office to keep reminding them of me. So because I am trying to imprint my name everywhere, you know, most of my clients don't know my name. Several later will call me, what's even your name? They just call me Soteria. When they call me on phone, hello, Madam Soteria. When I get to their office, Soteria. Most of them don't know my name because I put my company name everywhere for when I'm talking to them. Oh, this is Soteria. When they don't have any business with my name. So so with this, they are saying your company name on the file, what you do, procurement services, auditing on it, everything. And so just do a good design. It wouldn't cost you much, but it will yield tremendous results for you. You agree with me that it's better than just walking into the office and talking and leaving. They have a lot of things to do. So you must leave something. You must leave something. Are we following?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the premium approach, so sometimes you can deliberately go even with a gift and drop, okay, this is one of our products. After showing them, oh, you can take this. Sometimes they don't even ask, I put it to them, oh, you can take this, and they are happy. So when I call them next time, they have to pick my call because I'm giving them a gift. All right. So premium approach. Then number 2, question approach. Remember, we are still in step 3, approach. Then number 3, question approach. Asking a question to get the prospect interested. Asking a question to get the prospect interested. Asking a question, so that's why you need to research about their company. You need to research on better ways their companies can sell using your product. So you can ask them, you can ask them a question. Do you think that this product of mine will better leave an impression in the hearts of the doctors that you give this? Since it's a personalized gift, don't you think it will remain at the top of their mind since they will use this light for their meeting every time, stuff like that? Or you can also ask them a question about their product. Okay, this is your product. Let me still use the pharma industry, for instance. Okay, this is your product. Is it really a good anti-diarrhea? Is it really a good anti-malaria? Okay, tell me more about it. So we are trying, so everybody, you are trying to show interest in their job and you'll be happy. And he's a salesman. He's employed there to market their product and he'll be happy to talk about it. So that is the question. So let's go to the 4th step now. The 4th step is presentation. Presentation. Your research and preparation pays off during the presentation when you propose your sales solution to your prospect. So you must have information. You must have information. Your research and preparation pays off. Please, if you have questions, be noting them. Your research and preparation pays off during the presentation. So when you propose your sales solution, your research and preparation phase of doing the presentation, when you propose your sales solution to your prospect. So by the time you are presenting your solution, you already understand your customer needs. So you are talking from a place of information. You are not just being clueless. You are not just going like you just want to go get the money. I have a lot of, I see a lot of that. Salespeople come to my company to market one thing or the other. I don't want to market CCTV, and they just come. You know, they have crammed their scripts. It's the same thing they told the next office they are coming to tell me.
True.
And,
I still had this conversation with my staff last week and this week, the same thing you're saying. This is so true.
Yeah. So you realize that they just come and play out the script and go to the next office and do the same. So that's why research is important. So you must be ready to do the work. You must be ready. That number one step, the first step I mentioned, that prospecting is a lot of work. You will work hours surfing the internet, trying to get details of people, and you see, if you must succeed here, you must be ready to put in the work, because out of 20 prospects you get, maybe 2 or 3 only may give you green light. So if you're not ready to work, and the work, the energy you need to put in getting at least 20 prospects is not small. And of course, 20 prospects is a little again at the same time. So work at getting a large volume of prospects. If you can get 100, fantastic, then you get to work. You have a car, where you can, you begin to, if you're in Lagos or whatever, whichever town you are, you begin to comb through the cities to go see these people. So what I did then was that when I started out, I had a list of all the prospects I've worked in a file. There were a lot. So on the day I am going out, maybe I decide that today I'm going to these 5 companies. Maybe those 5 companies might be in Ikeja. So okay, let me go around Ikeja. And I just arrange it on my Google Map, my first location. So somehow Google Map, there's a way Google Map arranges everything for me according to their distance. So from here, it takes me here first. When I finish from here, it takes me to the next. From here, it takes me to the next, and over, and I go like that. Now, number 5, handling objections. There'll be lots of objections, like I mentioned. Some people will not reply your email. Some will actually tell you from the first call that we're not interested. Handling objections. After you have made your sales presentation, it is natural for your customers to have some hesitations or concerns known as objections. Yeah. So good salespeople look at objections as opportunities to further understand and respond to customer needs. Now, let me give you an example. I think I was discussing with Madam DC then. I don't know if you remember that. There was a particular company that I wanted to sell a backpack, and they wanted to buy 1,000 pieces. That was a lot when I just started. They wanted to buy backpacks, and I was insisting on selling backpack of, is it 8K or 9K to them? That was like 2 years ago. And they wanted to buy up to 1,000 pieces. So I kept going. They'll just tell me they're in a meeting, okay, or they'll wait, we'll talk. They'll tell me to wait, we'll talk. They'll see the product and tell me to come back. They need to decide on it. And we're just there. And I was telling them every reason why they needed to buy the bag. It is quality. I like quality. And I didn't know. I've come to understand that most of them, I don't care about quality. They just want volume. Okay, just is it good enough at least? Oh, let's go. So me, I was insisting quality and all of that. So one day when I went, the marketing manager now told me that the MD had bought from another vendor, that the vendor sold for them for 4,000 naira. That is like half of the price I was giving them. Hey, I'd invested so much now, so much time, so much effort, so much, it was so painful. So I learned. So I learned what we call market segmentation from that rejection. I decided that let me have products for different categories of people. What I should have done, so what I learned was that what I should have done is to have asked them, okay, what is your budget? We also have products for any budget you desire. So I've put myself in your face. You can't but patronize me, except you don't want that product, because now price is not the issue. If you want 2K products, I will provide. If you want 10K product, I will provide. So I learned that lesson. So when you are faced with such rejections, it helps you to understand, okay, where you have gone wrong, so you can go again. Then number two, those rejections are not the end for that particular client. Now, like today, while I was waiting in the office of the client I went to see, I sent a broadcast message to my list. I have a list of my prospects and customers. Now, all these people that rejected, okay, we are not interested, or we don't need your product and all of that, I have a list of them. Please take note of this. I have a list of them, and it's a lot. So we all know how to create broadcast lists, not group. Oh, please don't go and put executives and managers in any group. So I just have a broadcast list of these people. So from time to time, I don't want to bug them too, so they won't get angry with me because of the caliber of people. Maybe once in 2 weeks or minimum twice a month, I send them broadcast message. So today I send them a particular product, which I was just searching for. I saw it's a beautiful product. It's a neck piece and an ear piece. So you can be listening to music and to just be massaging your head. Maybe after a hectic day, you can put a soft music and just be massaging your head. Or you remove it and hang on your neck and be massaging your neck after a hectic day. So I discovered that product. That's another thing you must be doing. Those times you are just in a waiting lounge, those times that you are just lazing around, instead of just scrolling to Facebook every time on Instagram, research on products that you can import, the product that you can always present to your clients. So I just go to maybe Alibaba or 1688 or wherever, and I type corporate kits, and I'm just researching, and I'm just going, and I see the ones that catch my fancy. I save the pictures to show my clients. So I sent a broadcast message, and you know that most times I send a broadcast message, there are some people that are in that list that for over 1 year, they have told me from the beginning that they were not interested, but they will be interested one day because they must do marketing. Even if they already have people they are using, that is why they told they're not interested. They will see one product I will post. I will just write something around that product and around marketing. You can always do that with Google. You can just check, you can even check quotes on promotional gift items, or importance of promotional gift items, or why you should use promotional gift items for marketing. Just like 3 lines, not something long. Nobody has time for that. And then I just pick it up together with the products I broadcast, and they see it. So there are several times that some people that have never done business with me, maybe after 1 year, some 2 years, some 6 months, oh, I like this product. How much is it? Hey, can you supply us 100? Can you supply us 500? I will need this. That stylus pen, Mama B, I used it for, yeah. Yeah. I used the picture for a broadcast recently. And one client that has never done business with me that I have been following up, and from time to time I call them, which you should do. I think we have mentioned follow up. Yeah. Time to time you call them and remind them, I was on that call, this is so this is what we do. I'm calling to follow up on our last discussion. Is when can we meet? Always put that, when can we meet? Or can I see you tomorrow? I don't even ask them when can we meet. Can I see you tomorrow by 2 p.m.? I make it Friday. So that's how I follow up. So this client, I've been following up on him. Sometimes I'll get tired, I'll give him space, I'll go back. And then he chatted me up and made his order that he needed this for my school conference that was coming up. Asked for the price and everything and made the order. So I kept their contact. So even when they said, even when some of these clients, some of these prospects that you have gathered, even if they are not giving you green light, save their contact, put them in a broadcast list or in a broadcast group for future purpose. So definitely you'll definitely need your service. So number 6, closing the sale. Closing the sale, either via phone or physically when you go visit. Please watch a lot of downloads video. You will learn how to close sales. Even on phone, you can close sales of millions on phone. Closing sales can be challenging sometimes. Part of the sale is closing it. This is where you actually have to ask if your customer is willing to make a purchase. So I didn't come here to play. I didn't come here to just come and visit you. So when I am discussing with the customer, I want you to just make up your mind there and then. So which one are you taking? Can I send the quotation for this? Can I send a performer invoice for this particular product? Like, always be forward. Always be forward. That's what salespeople do. Always be forward. So if your customer has been convinced your product or service will meet their need, you close the sales by agreeing on the terms of sales and finishing up the transaction. If they agree that they're interested, please always make sure, once they have agreed, once you've gotten to the point and your customer have agreed they're interested in those products, now they will ask you to send them their your pro forma invoice or your quotation, the same thing. Always make sure it's in a letterhead, please. Make sure you always put your best foot forward. Make sure you always put your best foot forward. Make sure you're as professional as possible. When you're sending an invoice, don't just type it on WhatsApp and say, this one is 70,000, this one is 17 naira, this one is 150, this one is... Let it be in a document on your letterheaded paper.
I think there are templates they can even use online that they can download, invoicing, for instance. So it should be on a proper template.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, it should be on a proper template. It should be on a proper template. Then there's something I wanted to mention. Okay, yes. You know you wouldn't be there when they're making decisions. So do everything within your power to make sure that you answer the questions they are likely to ask in your absence. So they wouldn't just say, this price, this quantity. So sometimes what you do when you are creating those invoices, when you are creating your pro forma invoice or your quotation, it may be, is that you group the product. What do I mean by that? Like the stylus pen that she's holding. 100 to 1,000 pieces, 500 naira, for instance. So you put it there. Okay, if it's pen, they chose among your products. Okay, for item, okay, you see the sample template on Google. Serial number, item description, quantity, price, unit price, and all of that. So 100 to 1,000 pieces, 500 naira. 1,001 pieces to 5,000 pieces, 400 naira. You know, it's usually the more you buy, the less. So so that can even answer their question. Okay, what if we are buying? The price is quite high. What if we are buying 5,000 pieces? The answer to that question is already on the invoice. So it helps them to make a decision when you're sending a pro forma invoice. When you send a pro forma invoice, they make their final, they make their final decisions, revert back to you, then you still send a final pro forma invoice. And on that invoice, always state your terms and conditions. It will help. That is what is on that invoice they do the decision making. Always state your terms and conditions on that invoice. Always state your terms and conditions. Terms of payment, condition of payment. Terms and condition of payment. I'm in one like this now. With all my experience, I'm in one like this. My 6 point something, I'm still on their case up to today. because the terms and conditions was stated, but was not clearly stated. It was only stated as per, okay, we agreed that it was going to be payment after delivery. But how many days after delivery? 6 months after delivery, see after delivery now. So we are still on the matter.
That's key. Yeah.
So we are still on the matter. I still sent a message today. I was telling them this is the 7th week after delivery. We are still, I wrote all the English. I'm still waiting. Okay, so so be very, very precise, and payments after delivery or payment before 100% payment before delivery, payment after delivery, payment at delivery, or payment 1 week after delivery, or 70% payment before delivery and 30% payment at delivery, or 30% payment 1 month after delivery. Or I have companies that their own company policy is 45 days. So pay 45 days after delivery. Sorry, please give me a minute.
Everyone, while we wait for Madam Patricia to come back, I'm sure we are actually learning a whole lot this evening. If you have your questions, do not forget to begin to get ready to ask those questions. Personally, for me, I listen to different sales trainings, minimum 5 days a week. I listen to different sales trainings. So it's 100% important for you to do that. It helps you to fine-tune your sales results. Okay, and become a better salesman. Okay, over to you, Madam Patricia.
Okay, thank you, Ma, for standing in. All right, yeah. So make sure you always tell them, you always specify your terms and conditions. Very important, so that you could be on the same page. When they see it, no, this is not our own. Okay, then you put on the same page. So whatever you could later agree on, they might your own company policy. You must have your own company policy. So I tell them, no, this is my company policy. So they will tell me, no, their own company policy is payment after delivery. So you use your money to do the job. Some are ready to give you 70%. I have some clients, they pay 70%, then later 30%. Some, and please, we have a lot of, if you are in Lagos, most of these companies, many of them are owned by Indians. If you want to do business with Indian people, make sure you collect your money 100%. Or if you know that 70% they will pay you, but they are just somehow. Or make sure that if you're doing 70-30, that 70% would have still made your profit. They'll definitely pay you, but their processes, they don't trust Nigerians, so they're always extra careful. They put up a lot of defense, and it delays a lot of things. Yeah, so that's that. Then follow up. So you have made the sales. So you can follow up after your sales or before your sales. Just make sure you are consistent. Just make sure you are consistent. There's none of my clients. That's why they know me. Like I have entered inside their bones. I've entered inside their marrows. I follow them up. My God. Some of them will be like, this woman, you don't give up. Follow up via emails, but just make sure it doesn't get to the point where you are in nuisance. Via emails, via calls. If you are calling, call only once. If you call once, they don't pick, just send a message. Don't give them 30 missed calls. Okay? So follow up, even after they've bought from you, follow up. One thing I do is that now I'm in marketing. My business basically marketing, right? So I should also do, I should also do it for myself. one thing I do, which has really helped me, Bible says that a man's gift makes way for him. And that is what most of these companies are doing. They are giving people gifts, giving people biros, giving people whatever as gift. I'm sure a lot of us have bought things because of the extra gift that's on it. Yesterday, I went to buy a phone and I almost bought another phone. I went with the mindset of buying a phone. I almost bought another phone because the lady in slot told me that her own brand was in Hawaii. Her own brand, that she'll give me a free umbrella. How much is umbrella? I almost bought her own. So I decided to just go. I later changed my mind and went back. So a lot of us do that. A lot of us like gifts. Everyone likes gifts. So most of the things I do is that maybe at the end of the year or after I have done my job, I just send a hamper or whatever a gift to my clients. We have a customized thank you card, my company logo and everything. I just drop it in. Thank you. The last one I did, I got wireless chargers. I imported them from China. It was part of the gift I supplied to the company, so I have excess. So I just packaged those wireless chargers and sent, and they were so happy. So you should also use that principle they are using to market their products to Nigerians. You should also use that principle in your business as well. They are happy, and most of them, the relationship changes from just official to a more cordial relationship. We become friends. When I call to follow up, we are already acquaintances. When I call to follow up or to ask if there are new jobs, we're already acquaintances. Now, before I conclude, let me just quickly mention that even if you don't have money to buy a lot of samples that you need, you have some gifts, you have some promotional items that are in your possession that you could use as samples. Maybe you have some water bottles that I've been giving you have some diaries, you have just added, buy a little bit, buy few and add. You have maybe a branded t-shirt that was giving you, let's say, maybe MTN t-shirt or key holders, power banks. Anywhere you can find promotional gift items, yeah, just using them as a sample to show them, okay, this is what a branded t-shirt looks like, this is what a key holder looks like, this is what, so you could just get some of this product, even water bottles, whatever gift, so you could get some of these products and add to your samples. So that's that. Then that I need to cover, which I've not. That's that. Yeah. So you can ask the questions.
Oh, thank you, Patricia.
Okay.
So just for a clarification, you told us to follow you on LinkedIn. Maybe you could give us the name you use.
Sorry?
And then the other thing, I'm saying you told us to follow you on LinkedIn, eh?
Yes, please.
So maybe you could give us the name.
Okay, Trisha Famurio, the name of my screen.
Okay. So the other question I wanted to ask, so when you're going to sell to a company, it means you already need to have the product in mind. The product you want to sell, you need to have it in mind. Because
Yes.
I always assume that I go to a company and I ask them for their needs.
No. No one will sit there and start telling this is what we need. There are a lot of people that already know their needs. The competition is fierce out there. There are a lot of people that already know their needs directly. Let me tell you, one of this particular company that I'm following to with my payments, when I went to see them, I had done business with them last year, so they called me for this business. And when I went to see them, so they told me what they needed already. Okay, they told me the kind of things they needed and the price range and all of that. So I just bought some products. So when I took to them, I met the products. They told me that a competitor just left their office, and I met his own product. So that competitor, I was intimidated. That competitor brought umbrellas, face caps, beautiful biros, paper bags, and branded it in the company's name. So meaning that all those goods, maybe he has dashed the company, so he has spent money. Me, these ones are just some samples I have in my office. I just picked them and when they're supposed to go back. So he brought them. So there are people that are already 10 steps ahead. So you have to keep being ahead of them as well. So you must know their needs. That's where research comes in. You must know their needs. Okay, what do they do? What kind of promotional gift items have I even seen in the market for certain level with this company? For instance, we all know Lush. Are you in Nigeria, Janet?
No, I'm in Kenya.
Okay, you're in Kenya. Okay, let me use a Nigerian example. I'm sure you can relate to it. Most of us in Nigeria, we use attachments for weaving. Lush. There's this brand Lush. I was looking at them. I suddenly started noticing them. I was like, they spend a lot of marketing.
They just started spending a lot of money on marketing recently. They're spending so much money on marketing.
Honestly, man, I was saying whoever is doing this for them is hammering. Man. Everywhere you enter in Lagos, you see their big umbrella. They give it to market women. They just shoot, and those umbrellas are expensive. Whoever must have done it would have done hundreds of thousands of those products. And I was like, okay, so this is a hair making company, and they might not need biro. So I've researched, I've known the kind of things they do. So if I want to go to that company, for instance, I might go with, okay, maybe buying cheap hair stretcher or cheap combs, hot combs, or something relating to what they do that I know, okay, they might want to adopt and use for their marketing. I can even go with aprons. They share aprons to hair vendors, salon owners, and all of that. I can go with a sample of apron. I already know, okay, these are the kind of things these people need for their marketing. I can go with towel, branded towels, okay? They can share it to hair vendors too. So you must do your research on this company. You must know what they want. Are you satisfied?
Yes. Thank you.
Any other question?
I also have a question now.
You can go ahead, sir.
Okay, I was going to ask in the same direction that Madam Janet asked, because when she was saying that she already had a sample of the backpack with her when she went to this company. So I was just thinking, is it okay to like get supplies with you before you get an actual demand for it? But I think she answered a little bit on that with the example of she going with some items that she already had with her, and maybe that worked. But you spoke mostly on going physically to the office. So what if you're not like located in Nigeria and you're abroad, for example, like myself? What do you advise? How should we handle something like this, for example?
Okay, can you penetrate the market wherever you are?
That's also a possibility.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I realized that a lot of us in diaspora wants to still do business here. Make the money in dollars or pounds, wherever you are. You can still make it, because except you have a very trusted person that will take your business like you take your business, that will do the follow-up, that will go. You still need some physical. No one will just give you a job and sign and give a signed check or give a contract worth millions without even seeing you. You know that there was a company, there are some companies that I've tried to reach, I've tried to prospect, and they have their criteria. They want to even know your yearly revenue.
Okay.
They want to even know your yearly revenue. They want to visit your office.
Right.
It's a particular multinational company. Those are part of the criteria. They want to visit your office to even see samples of what you have, or to see what your office looks like, or they want to know how capable you are to handle the kind of jobs they do. There are some companies, they want to know your yearly revenue. Like there's a company I'm recently prospecting with. And when they sent me their application site or whatever, it was like an exam. I was on it till 1 a.m. It was like exam. So some of them, so most of them, because it's not just the regular buying and selling. So most of them want to go the extra mile. So
Okay.
they do more promotional gift items out there. Football clubs, schools, I see a lot of that, even handbands and all of that, even churches, I see a lot of that. So I never say never. So I think you should try. But if you have a trusted person that can, you still need to go physically. So you can do all the prospecting online, call and all of that, and you send someone to still go physically. They might call you, okay, let us see the sample. You get to a point, definitely, they want to see you, or they want to see the sample of the physical sample.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
So any other question? Any other question? Okay.
Ask your question. No.
Any other question? I actually enjoyed the question and answer session. And it's always better to ask questions because it gives a better understanding. And sometimes I also, let me just ship this particular in. I already said that earlier. So let me just put it across. Sometimes it might look as if some companies might not really want to budge due to the fact that maybe they have other people who are selling. And remember, they also have staff in that company who have somebody who also they would love to bring in for the company to be able to patronize. But one of the things I've noticed is try to, your first, second, third visit, try to make friends with the people in the company. Even if they are not considering it, during your process of follow-up. For instance, I have some of our clients where we go to the security when I'm leaving. There's no time when I'm leaving, I don't give the security something. I just give them tips. I don't personally buy the idea of like giving people tips. And I just understand that this is the African culture. Even abroad, they see it as a normal thing, give them tip. They even ask you, after helping you with your login, they ask you for tip. Because I've actually witnessed that before in US, when I was being asked for tip, as if it was a norm, I should give the tip. So I feel we should also try as much as possible to be nice and try and give gifts. I remember there was a time I was giving the woman in charge of the gift item of the company. I just took one of our branded jotters. I took it to the company to give them as a gift. Very nice, which I imported from China. And she was like, oh, wow, that reminds me, there's this particular diary. If you can find this diary for me. No, we are really going to do this particular project. Like, I love it. It's so petite, it's so cute. I took the pictures and the video of the diary. Yes, I've not been able to find the diary, but she told me she has searched the market. Somebody gave it to her at a function and she just fell in love with it. That if I can give her, she already had told me last year that she was not interested in anything diary, that they've given their clients a lot of diaries. And whenever they want to do any souvenir, they always do between 5,000 pieces and 10,000 pieces. But she said this particular one, if you find it, I will do it. Now, I'm still on the lookout for that particular type of diary. I've even spoken to some of my people contact in China, tell me do a sample of it. Now, I've even spent money to deliver samples for some of these companies and a lot of samples, but I did not give up because it cost me money. I mean, good money, your time. Of course, I have staff who have to go and defend sometimes, but at least it still costs us money because if my car is not available, they have to take Uber because I don't want them to go there and be smelling. I'll tell them when you get there, use perfume, carry perfume oil in your bag, put on your armpits. When you are coming back, you can smell any. But as you must not smell bad. They jump to your lung. That's why I tell my. But it's not as if I feel the smell. But I just want to. I just want them to smell nice. Even personally, when I go to meet clients, I can rub perfume on my body like a million times. I just want to greet my client with a very good smell because with a bad smell, they can just quit the whole business. They are not even interested because they don't even want to hear what you have to say. But for me, giving gifts like Madam Patricia has said, it really, really works a whole lot, both for the staff, both for the people in the environment. Be nice to them, be cautious, greet them. Sometimes I'll even get to some company, I'll see a man that wants to go out of the door first. Maybe I was about to also go. And he insists that, oh, I should go first. I said, no. Must it be female first? Let it be men first. You go first. Just try to build that relationship of friendliness with them. So that before you know it, I am the one that I'm in their mind for them to give that job to. It could be because of my being cautious that they are going to, maybe they are one vendor, might piss them off. And might begin to feel like after I'm the one they are using, they're not going to use another person. So might be rude to them. And maybe because me, I've been nice to them. They'll say, oh, see this one. Please let me take this one that was even nice to me. Let me contact this woman. So all these tips she has given, there are really things that are really, really workable. And like she said, it is inconsequential of the country you are in. You can be in Kenya, you can be in any country in the world. Guess what? And you have students, people patronize you. It is not about your location. It is about you able to think about people around you. Some of us here, we attend churches. They have, see, everybody in that church you attend, is either they work for a company or they own a company. So it is either you push your product to them and tell them that, see, I'm into branding of gift items, or tell them, and you should do also, like I remember when I had to partner with some people last year, I had to tell them that, give me contact of companies, organizations, I can deliver gift items to. When the product, after executing the project, I promise you we'll do a 50-50 sharing of profits. Because I know they have connection with the top CEOs and all of that. So it will be easier for me to enter the company than me going directly to go and meet the receptionist or trying to look for the admin and lobby for the contract. So it's better for me to have their own direct contact of the CEOs and talk to them, and they give me somebody to me that will fast track the whole process. Guess what? If I have 50% of that deal, it's better than me not having that deal at all. Because sometimes it's like, 50%, imagine I make $20,000. So I'm going to give them $10,000 as profit. But my own question is, if you are not partnered with that person, would you even have that job in the first place? Guess what? It will even propel that person to give you more jobs. So you could not, it's not enough to do 50%. You can do 30%, you can do 20%. It depends on you. But if you know you belong to a community, you have a community of people, either on WhatsApp group, wherever you are, guess what? You can still do the same business with them. Never be ashamed of what is gainful. After the meeting we had today, while I was rushing back, I went to meet different people in the board meeting. I said, see, I supply gift item. Look at this stylus pen. I supply company for I'm going to supply your company for 1,000. I'm going to supply your company 1,000 pieces. Please wait for me. Don't worry. My company will send you an invoice for 1,000 pieces. I told them that about 4 of them are going to supply 1,000 pieces each of this stylus pen at 500 naira each. Guess what I've done? I've just easily marketed the pen. I had to tell them the functions, what it does, and oh, some of them said they're expecting the invoice. So they say, you owe 500,000 naira. This is Akitayo, this is that. I said, no, you two, you have made it, I've patronized you before, so you must patronize me. So I was just trying to use marketing. Guess what? The same method I used for them some months back, Some of them did business to the tune of $1 million with me. I mean, to the tune of millions with me, because I walked up to them. I was not shy. I said, this is what we sell. This is what we do. We manufacture, we produce. So if at my level, I can still walk up to people and tell them that I'm into gift item souvenir, and they are giving me deals. So I don't think any of us should be shy, except we don't want to make money. And these are people that also, if they have a product, they will not be shy to sell to you. So why should you be shy to tell them that, oh, I do souvenir in large quantity if you're interested? Some of these people can have somebody who wants to do wedding. Some have somebody who wants to do birthdays, and they need you to customize product, item for them. And you can be the one to supply it to them. So why should you not allow money to pass over your head when you know you can do that particular job? So I believe that with these few points of Madam Patricia, in case there's more.
Please let me just quick. I know someone is raising up her hand.
Okay.
Someone is raising up her hand. Charity.
Oh,
but before
Madam
you say
Charity,
before you ask your question, please let me just quickly mention this.
Okay.
Mrs. Akintayo mentioned a bit of that, so it came to my mind. Please, especially at this initial stage, don't be. Of course, you are going into this business to make money, but don't be all about making a lot of profits. Number one, this business is a volume business. So sometimes if you're making 100 naira profit on each item and you multiply it by 5,000 naira, that is a lot.
Absolutely.
Now I was doing a job for, this is a water bottle. I'm doing it for a company, and I'm doing it with bed sheets for them. And I got somebody with my church mind, like the way we usually say in Nigeria. I got somebody that I wanted to sew this bed sheet. And since it is volume, it's about 10,000 pieces. Since it's volume, bed sheet now, you will just cut it and sew the edges, that's all. So I wanted to sew it, I was proposing 150 naira per one to sew one unit. So there's this person that I've been looking at, I see them just sit in their shop, they're not really doing anything. She's a tailor, and she hardly gets job, and she's a struggling family. So of course, she does not have the capacity to do this volume. So I felt if she can do 500 pieces out of this job. So I contacted her, and this woman told me, when I told her the amount that she's going to sew it, and if she could do 500, she told me that she cannot stress herself for this kind of amount. That she's not going to pay shop rent. So even if you don't have this job, won't you pay shop rent? If this job did not come, won't you pay shop rent? The way some people think, that's why you realize that poverty is in the mind. She said, you should not, but rather than, there are several times I do that. There are sometimes I make some ridiculous profits that sometimes I want to beat myself. But I'll be like, it's better than zero. If at least this will add to what I made this month, it's still better than zero. So sometimes, don't be too dogged on insisting that you want to make a large margin, except you know that you'll be running at a loss. But if you know that you're not running at a loss, profit is profit. And please, there you can go from there. Charity, can you please answer this?
Thank you. I really enjoyed today's session. So I was asking, I know you're really centered on product. Does this apply to services? Like if you are providing services to a group of people, targets, you have a target customer. Does this also apply to services? I mean, these sales strategies that you are teaching today.
Yeah. Sales is a universal principle, the marketing principle, the principle in closing deals, the principle of following up. It applies. Sales is a universal language. So you could do your permutation and make it to suit whichever business you're doing. Sales is sales. Just like I mentioned earlier, that they are using this method of promotional gift items to market their product. Which are FMCGs. To my own clients, who are organizations, multinational corporate entities, and all of that. So sales is a universal language. You can apply to whichever business.
Thank you very much. Question is, so Madam BC, the way she marketed that pen and then she just rushed in and told them, I've patronized you, so you also have to patronize me. So Madam BC, I'm putting it to you and Madam Janet. Me too.
I didn't get the last part. My network was breaking. You said you.
Oh no, you have to hear it. You have to hear it. I said that I patronized you, so you have to patronize me.
Okay, so what do you sell so that I will patronize you too, Madam Charity? Okay, my network is.
Oh my! You also patronize me.
Okay, awesome. 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 Okay, any other question? My network is beginning to go off and on again. I can hardly hear again. So any other question? It's really been an amazing class today. And it's always fresh, always new. The last class we had on proposal writing wasn't the same thing we're having right now. So if you have more questions, please do ask the question before we officially call it a day. Any other questions?
Please, do you have any follow-up material or something that we can read on, or this video,
yes.
Will it be available, or will you give us the material?
Yes, I'll send the material.
Okay, so she says she's going to forward the materials. We'll also be forwarding the recorded version as well to everyone. Okay, so any other question there?
Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, so Madam Patricia, it's been an amazing time with you. My network tripped off again, so I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Madam Daya, I'll give you a call immediately after the class. So thank you all so much. Before my network goes off again, because it's kind of freezing again. I don't know what's wrong with my network today. So Madam Patricia, thank you so much for the very insightful class. I'm sure we'll all put it to great use for results. For those of you.
Thank you for the privilege, ma'am. Thank you.
So for those of us who actually are also in the field of trying to do proposals, it's not for everybody, please. But like I said, some of these tips are also going to be useful to us in a different field. Now, how would the tip be useful to us? Some of you who would do wholesales, maybe wholesales, bulk sales in different aspects. Sometimes it could be the drivers that is working for you, you need to treat nice, or your dispatch riders that, or your when you go to the post office, you give them $1 or $2 or $10 so that they can quickly send your product to your client. It could be for some of you, it could not even be that, it could be for your clients that purchase an item from you. Like I always advise that when somebody buy a product from you, always attach a gift to it, because that will make me to want to come back to your store to buy more from you. So if I buy a product like this from you, guess what? If you give me a gift, that will prepare me. And I've shared a story of this, whereby I went to my makeup. I do that a lot when I sell products, and my clients are usually super excited when I tell my sales executive to package a gift item for them, especially for recurrent clients, give them more gifts, and they are always super excited. I remember I went to a makeup studio where I normally buy my makeup, which is Zaron, and I saw a woman who came to buy a product of over $100 from them because they send a gift item attached to the one her sister bought from them. She doesn't use Zaron products, but she came to buy Zaron products because a gift was attached to what her sister bought. And remember, the Bible says, a man's gift maketh room for him. So it's something that could still work for everybody who is going into the sales of selling. For someone selling hair, you had a comb, you had a wig stand, or whatever you want to add. I hope everybody can still hear me because it looks frozen from my hand. My network keeps tripping off and on. It's really not funny today. Okay, let me just end the class because the network will not allow me have a beautiful, end this part beautifully. But like I was just trying to say, just always make sure that whatever you sell, you still have the product, a gift, accompanying it to your client. But whatever gift you're going to add to that product, guess what? You have factored the cost of that gift to that product so that you are not at a losing point at the end of the day because you want to give gifts. And make sure that price of the gift also is not something expensive, such that when the client buys the product, you are still getting your profits and the gift item is not eating into your profits. This is really, really important that we need to factor when we are selling. So before my network trips off again, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. God bless you all. See every other person in the support group. For those who actually have sent the assignments, Mr. Ronald, I've attended to you, please, so move on. Madam Dai, I'm going to give you a call now, so we'll finalize as well. Madam Janet, Mr. Tami, Mr. Moyo, I'll see you all in the support group. Jane, a lot of people did not attend to this class, so please send the recorded version to everybody. Madam Charity, good to have you back in the class. Good to have you back. You're welcome. Welcome back from your maternity leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so have a beautiful evening, everyone. And do not forget, the most important thing is what we do is that you put to use what we are teaching you. Not putting to use will not lead to any success. Rather, you become frustrated and feel that you just wasted money joining the coaching program. Not because the coaching program was not able to help you, but because you never put to use what you learned. Madam Patricia has left. I would have asked her. She is, okay, Madam Patricia is here. When she took my coaching some years back, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, when she subscribed for my coaching, she actually did everything we told her to do. I remember the midnight, she's chatting me, asking me questions, calling me, putting to practice what she has been taught in the class. She didn't just keep quiet, and she never felt, I never felt rather that she was disturbing me. Never did I ever tell her never to chat me up again in the middle of the night. I remember that particular order she did, the first one that she made her first 7 figures in millions. I remember that I was in church when she called me. The people were trying to collect their money back because the goods couldn't arrive. And I told her to use a particular shipping company. I assured her to arrive in 2 weeks when other people said, no, it will not arrive in 2 weeks, but about 3 or 4 weeks. And the items arrived. So if she was not in touch with me and feeling that she was disturbing me, guess what? She would have lost that deal at that moment. She was not even going to collect money from that company. I insisted and told her that she should make sure that the company pays her upfront before she started the deal. I never saw her as a burden. But if she didn't take steps, spending day and night, doing her own homework, researching on what she could even bring in, guess what? She wouldn't have become a success. And she's still on the journey of accomplishing more success. Somebody who actually first day was about 3.2 million. Now he's even saying that somebody is owing her 6.6 million outside in a space of not up to 5 years. So yours could be bigger than us, but the only thing that would help you amount to become successful in this business is putting to practice what you have been taught. In short, what I am teaching you today in this coaching program is not up to 1/10 of what I taught Madam Patricia. Madam Patricia, true of us. So what I taught, what I'm teaching you all today, you have more information at your disposal than she had years ago when I was a coach. So you have no reason not to do better than that. We're not even having live shows. We're not having Zoom calls. It was just WhatsApp that we were chatting and phone call, that's all. Now we have Zoom calls, I'll sit with you, be sure that you're doing the right thing. Then we had other facilitators in the class as well. But this time around, we are doing more. So I expect us to have more results. Madam Patricia, is there any part of this that is a fallacy? That is not true, what I've said so far?
No way. No.
So I'm sure you all have heard from her yourself. Yes, ma. The network was just freezing for a while. So I'm sure you all have heard from her. So please put to use everything we have taught you. That's the only way you can accomplish great success, okay, in the business. And never allow the failure of today to stop you from accomplishing your success. The fact that you did not get it right does not mean that the business is not a good business. Either you didn't follow to the latter what your coach has taught you, or you missed a particular point, or you didn't carry me along. So which could also be the reason. So I want to say a big thank you. God bless you all. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening. So Madam Patricia, thank you so much. My network is about to go off. I'm seeing it's frozen again. So God bless you all. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, it's frozen. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Amoyo, Mr. Detola, Mr. Ronald, Madam Dayo, Madam Janet, Madam Charity, Madam Patricia, Mr. Detola. Thank you so much for being a part of this class. God bless you all. Have a beautiful and amazing day. Bye-bye.